Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I'd like you guys to subscribe to it and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciate it. Well, this segment is definitely about the Super Bowl, which happened last night against the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City ended up winning the Super Bowl by 3 points, 38-35. Um, I believe this game lived up to the hype. I did mention in the last video that they were kind of evenly matched, but I did say that Philadelphia had the defensive edge, which that was non-existent in that game because I don't know how you give up like 38 points when you're supposed to be one of the elite defensive teams. There was no defense shown last night. The two quarterbacks put on a hell of a show. I'll start with Patrick Mahomes. He had 21 completions out of 27. He had 182 yards, 3 touchdowns. He didn't throw not one interception, which was impressive. Patrick Mahomes ended up taking the Super Bowl MVP, which is not surprising. It is Patrick Mahomes. He is the best player in football. Definitely the best quarterback, without a doubt, in the league. And Jalen Hurts, he had nothing to hang his head on because he actually played his butt off. If you look at his numbers, he completed 27 out of 38. He had 304 yards. He had 1 touchdown, but here's the more impressive part of that stat. He had 3 rushing scores. He scored 3 of their touchdowns with just him rushing into the end zone. You could tell this guy really wanted it bad. It's just unfortunate that his team fell to Kansas City, which is no shame. Kansas City has been there before. They know what it takes to win. The battle of the two-star quarterbacks, they definitely lived up to it. There was a few things that happened in the game. But before I get into that, I will just read off like some of the team stats of what happened on last night's game. You see the first downs. The Eagles had 25 to the Chiefs 21. Third down efficiency. I think Eagles had the edge on that, 11 out of 18. Whereas with Chiefs, they had 4 out of 8. Fourth down efficiency. Eagles, were 2 for 2. Whereas, I believe the Chiefs didn't attempt any. Rushing yards, 115 for Eagles, 158 for Kansas City Chiefs, which I thought it would have been the other way around because the Philadelphia Eagles' strength is the rushing game. And apparently it just didn't happen for them. I got to give credit to Kansas City. Their defense stepped up in the second half. The first half was a little shaky for them. They were down by 10. They came back, they battled back, and the rest. Also, the passing yards, 302 for the Eagles. I think it was like 182 for the Chiefs. Again, I thought it would have been the other way around, but it is what it is. Total yards, Eagles had 417 compared to the Chiefs, 340. And then possession, the Eagles had 35 minutes and 47 seconds possession compared to the Chiefs, 24 minutes and 13 seconds. So basically, with that possession, how KC had less time to do or operate, Patrick Mahomes did a lot with that little bit of time that he could. So that just goes to show everybody his greatness. Like, there's nothing that could stop this guy. Like, he's definitely the best player in NFL right now. He just has that will, and you could just tell that he really wanted it bad. Um, I mean, there was a couple of plays I believe that determined the outcome of the game. One, I believe there was I believe the Eagles, um, Jalen Hurt threw it to one of his receivers. He had possession of the ball, but then he got tackled, and then apparently the ball was loose. The Chiefs picked it up and ran to the end zone, but unfortunately they called it an incomplete pass. I don't think it was an incomplete pass. I believe that was a fumble. But yeah, that could have swung differently. Who knows? But they changed the call on that one. Patrick Mahomes in the second quarter, it looked like he hurt his ankle again. It looked pretty nasty because you could see he was limping towards the bench, and I was like, "Oh man, not again." It didn't look too good for him. I didn't think like he would finish it. The way he was in agony on the bench, it didn't look like he was gonna be himself. But in the second half, he stepped it up. He gutted it out. He just has that willpower. He didn't want to let his team down, and he knew this was like a legacy game for him. So he stepped up big, came through for them, threw like 3 touchdowns. That's why he's the Super Bowl MVP for a reason. And then obviously it would be like the last play. I believe it was in the 2 minute mark. It looked like um, there was a defensive holding call on James Bradbury. That's the corner for the Philadelphia Eagles. I looked at the play. Um, to me, yes, it was a hold. Like, it is a hold, but I thought they would have like left that. Like, I didn't think they would make that call, but they did make the call. I don't know if it's some of you guys were listening to the post game press conference. Um, it looked like you know Bradbury admit that he held him. He held the player from getting some space, but he thought that he would have got away with it. He thought like the refs would have let it slide, but obviously that didn't happen. So that did take a turn for the worse for the Eagle, and it was a 3rd and 8, and it eventually went to first down for the Chiefs, which was crucial for them. Um, Obviously they end up setting up for a field goal. They got the game-winning field goal, which put them up by 3, which was 38-35. With 8 seconds left, it's pretty much a wrap. There's nothing you could really do unless Jalen Hurts like throw a Hail Mary. He did try, but he didn't have too much power in that throw, and then the rest was history. So the game was overall what I expected. I knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. I knew it was going to be a close game, which I love. I'm pretty sure any NFL fans love that as well. Now, obviously, I can't talk about the Super Bowl without mentioning Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show. It was incredible. Remember, Rihanna hasn't performed in 7 years. And she did a really good job. Like I was like, she's there hovering up in the air. She was in red. Obviously, people were talking about the baby bump. You know, Nobody's seen that one coming. Everyone's asking, is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? And then later on they confirmed that she's pregnant for a second child. Congratulations to her. But I will list like the songs that she performed in order. Like she performed 12 songs at the Super Bowl. That just goes to show you she has a lot of hits. Remember, I did mention there was a poll of which song she was gonna start off with. Clearly, I was wrong. I'm sure there was other people that was wrong as well. Well, I'll read off the list from the start to the finish. So she started off with, B, Better Have My Money. Number two was Where Have You Been? Number three was Only Girl. Number four was We Found Love. Number five was Rude Boy. Number six was Work. Number seven was Wild Thoughts. Number eight was Pour It Up. Number nine was All the Lights. Number 10 was Rundy's Town, or Runda's Town. Number 11 was Umbrella. And then she finished it off with Diamonds. Now, there was a couple of them that was in her songs. Obviously, she was a feature on it with All of the Lights. That was Kanye West's song. And Run This Town was Jay-Z's song. Like I said, she did an amazing job. The choreography was like on point. You seen all the dancers were just like in sync. It was amazing. Um, I was really happy for her. Like I said, she's from Barbados and she's repping for the islands. I love to see it, man. I was really happy for her. She did an amazing job. Um, yeah, man. I'm sure a lot of people tuned into the Super Bowl just to watch the halftime show. It was spectacular. I'm starting to run out of adjectives to describe that performance. You know, Great job by Rihanna. But yeah, that was basically the Super Bowl. Um, I would like to thank everybody who tuned into this video. Until next time, peace.